It's a very special day for us. Thank you for being here today as we recognize one of our own that looks a little taller and happier now that he's retired. So, those of you that don't know me, I'm Joe Sullivan. I'm the Executive Director of Boys and Girls Clubs for 26 years. And last year, about this time, I was very honored to speak at the funeral of Aretha Bell, who the club is named after. And once upon a time, we used to be in the Babe James Center. Things weren't working out and we were going to leave. She said, Joe, it's not about you. It's about the kids and about doing the right thing.
Sorry, Joe.
That's okay, Mike. And she said, there's this little fire station next to the park. I'm going to make sure the city gives that to you. And they did. And the city not only gave us this, but many of you in here, and I hope to recognize all the right ones, this club is one of our best because of the local community support we got. Today we did a big cleanup here. Of course, I got here late, Mike, sorry. But I was very impressed by everybody coming together and helping out. And some of the groups that are here are Father Jim's St. Peter's Tutor Time group in Coronado. Could you guys put up your hands? You're mostly in uniform. Our guy Justin from Nike. Where are you at, Justin?
He left.
He left.
Hold on. We do have another representative.
Okay. Well, thank you for Nike. You're doing more for this club. What is it? Sixth in the nation. The sixth highest Nike support for a community group in the nation. So thank you very much for that. Jim, can I call you Father Jim?
Jim's good, huh?
Okay. I'm sorry I have to recognize you. I won't say much about you, but that could be half the program. I've got some board members here from the Boys and Girls Club today. Molly, Stan, Jason. Where's Jason? Okay. Sorry, I got to tell the story. When I moved to Florida in '88, Jason was the lifeguard at the Pine Hills Boys and Girls Club, and I was his boss. This year, he'll be the board president and be my boss. It took about 2 years of doing this, twisting your arm. Yes. Did I miss it? We have a new board member here in Jeep Beach, Charlene and Kurt. Charlene will be joining the board. Jeep Beach did a tremendous Christmas party for us, does the honor roll banquet, sends the youth. I mean, you guys are one of, I wouldn't have a job if it wasn't for you guys, so thank you. Did I miss any board members? Oh, Christine Power. You even sent me a text. I didn't. I'm sorry. Yeah, okay. Well, Christine Power from Edgewater, a great champion for the club and making time to come over here today and shouldn't hide behind those foster grants. So we have a lot of people here to recognize today. The contractor from Parkland Homes, Paul Weiss, who did the roof. Anonymous, whoever Anonymous is, gave us $2,000. Austin Commercial, Rob Allen, CEMEX USA, that must be the concrete, Shelton Lee, Hansel Phelps, Ken Peterson, PCL Construction, Donnie Smith, Quality Labor Management, Mark Lane, SBC Foundation, and special thanks to the Cornelius brothers. Where are you guys at? Cornelius brothers. They did electrical, labor. They installed the trusses. You guys pretty much did the work here. Father Jim, I couldn't believe how cheap you got this done, but you got him to do it for free. Did you promise him a special place in heaven, or is that a Catholic thing?
Service hours.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, as one of the kids told me, Mr. Solomon, it's not volunteer if you make me do it. Is our architect here, Tommy? Just help me with his name. DeSimone?
Tommy DeSimone.
DeSimone, okay, en français. And then I met Mr. Rambo here from the Safari Club. Mr. Rambo, thank you very much. So, and I know there's probably a few. Yes, Jim.
And Hal is here from Parkland.
Oh, Hal, we didn't see you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all you do. Yeah, we built one of these at one of the other clubs, and it cost 3 to 4 times as much. And Father Jim put the whole team together, and really appreciate what everybody did to make this happen. So, and I got final thanks to my staff, Mike, Robin, Kim, Tangela. Where are you at, Tangela? There you are, Tangela. You look like one of the kids. Sorry. And Lori. And, well, Darlene, you're kind of one of our staff, too. We just don't pay you. Sonia, where are you at?
Money's back here.
Okay, all right. All right. I just wrote staff. So. Well, with that, that's my 5 minutes. And got a real special guy here, Larry Shavers, Reverend Shavers. He's the spouse of Althea, the beautiful Althea that runs our club in Spring Hill and does a tremendous job for us. And Reverend, thanks for sharing her with us, and thanks for all you do for the club. So can you get us started out with a prayer? Yeah. Go ahead.
We also want to thank the Rotary here in
Oh.
New Smyrna Beach, as well as where's Serge?
Oh,
Thank you for
Serge.
all that you do for us.
How do you say I'm sorry in France?
I'll talk to you later. Don't forget the club called A Plus also that's helping.
Sacre Bleu.
Like a blur, yeah.
Okay. And the A Plus committee. Serge does birthday party every month here for the kids. He brings pastry, does everything for us here. So I said I was going to miss somebody. I missed one of the most important people. So I'm sorry. It should have been on the list.
Amen. On behalf of a beautiful day and a beautiful cause, we're just grateful to be here this morning and thankful to God for Brother Neil and Sister Lori and the offspring, their body. We're so grateful to be a part of this great event, and we just ask the Lord to captivate and keep blessing us, and may this pavilion be used for the great cause that that's here for, and the humanity and the race. You should get them in the right and perspective way. Shall we pray? Gracious and eternal God, we thank you, God, for waking us up once again. We thank you, God, for friendship and fellowship. We thank you, God, for these visionaries that had the foresight to see, God, this day and make it happen. Thank you, God, for all the hands that worked and done the things that they're doing. Thank you for this great boys and girls club. Thank you, God, for this great country that we live in. We just thank you, God, for all that we see and all that we know that you are doing. We ask for your strength and guidance to always walk with us, guide us, and protect us. It's in your Son Jesus' name we do pray. Let every heart say amen.
So next we have Michael Williams, and Mike, head of the Chisholm Alumni Association, also one of my original board members when we started in Deltona in 1992. Absolutely. Mike,
Okay. I am Mike Williams, a resident of this town, the greatest town in America, New Smyrna Beach. And people say, well, Mike, why do you say that? I say because it's the town that produced me. Yeah. I grew up right over here at 468 Sheldon Street. The house is still standing. That's our homestead. We sold it a few years ago, revamped it and sold it and all that good thing. But a lot of fond memories growing up here, and a lot of my shaping and molding and who I am, and I've walked a pretty good walk for those who know me, but it all started right here in New Smyrna Beach. And when Robin and Kim asked me to say something about Neil, I said, can I talk about him like a dog? They said, no, you can't do that. You can't do that. I said, no, that wouldn't be fitting anyway, because that would not fit Neil Coates. But I do want to say about him, he's a great guy. We go all the way back to high school days, and people look at me all the time and they say, I bet you were a hell of a football player. And I said, oh, hell no, I wasn't. Excuse me. I said, oh, hell no, I wasn't. I played in the high school band and then high school marching band and high school symphonic band. And then, of course, they ask you, because you're a big guy, people want to pigeonhole you, right? They say, what'd you play a tuba? I said, hell no, I didn't play a tuba. I played a trumpet, okay? So in that high school marching band, there was a guy that played drums in that high school marching band, and that's him right there. Neil Coates. Neil played drums in the high school school marching band. I played trumpet. It wasn't but about 24 of us back in those days, right? We called ourselves the Marching 2 Dozen. And our band director was Mr. Edward Hayes, who was a Daytona, a great guy. Some of you all call him Creamy, but Neil and I have always called him Mr. Hayes, and we still call him that. And I'll be 73 the 27th of this month. We still call him Mr. Hayes. And when I say Neil and I over at the Loft Lamp and talk about it, I said, Neil, did we know any other song other than Patricia? Remember? And Neil, don't forget the one Peter got. Those were the 2 songs we wore out. I don't care where we went. Those were the songs we were definitely going to play. Patricia and the Peter Gunn theme. Those songs we played back in the day. But I just want to again say, what a fitting tribute for a great man, great family. The Coates family, they have roots that go deep in this town too. He had a brother named Elsie, who I was in school with, unfortunately. He left us, and of course, his late wife, Laura, who's one of the wonderful people who just left us some time back. But the spirit of all of these people still live and exist. This past year at the Chisholm School Reunion, which we have every 2 years, we just recognized Neil Coates as one of our distinguished alumni. So he got a distinguished alumni at the 2018 Chisholm Reunion that we just had and completed in July of this year. So Mrs. Bell, who I knew well, she was someone that was one of the most visionary people I'd ever seen. And when I was in corporate America, Joe, I would be in the room with these guys from MIT, Harvard, Yale, Georgia Tech, and all of them. They couldn't come up with a good idea from nowhere. You know what I tell them? Get Miss Bell in here. They said, who the hell is Miss Bell? I said, if you knew who she was and what a visionary she was, you know what a great person she was. But again, keep the fire burning, keep the things that you're doing. Great community. Always had a good union here, black folk, white folk. It wasn't no Hispanics in our day, but I guess they're here now. Yeah. But it was a great community. Everybody bonded together and made it one of the best places we can be. Continue to do what you're doing at the Boys and Girls Club. Robin, Kim, thanks, Joe. Yes, we go way back to the days. As a matter of fact, us at the Martin Luther King breakfast next Saturday.
I suppose you're selling me some tickets.
Oh, you know that. You know you're over there. But you know what we're saying to you. You know, one of the people we recognize every year at the Martin Luther King is Gus Dowell,
yes,
who was also one of the original board members.
Yep.
And we give a Gus Dowell Humanitarian Award this year, and we give that award to the Healthy Start people there in Deltona for the work that they do. Sure. So all of us who are in the same club together, that is a do-good club. And I was talking to a friend of mine the other day. I said, man, we're going to be dead a lot longer than we're alive. And I want to get buried in that grave that says, here lies a guy who tried to make a difference. He said, no, Mike, you're going to get buried in that grave that says, here lies a guy who did make a difference. And this guy right here is going to be buried there too. No time soon. Thank you all so much.
Pastor Harley?
Yes, sir. I knew I recognized you. Thanks for being here.
Good to see you too.
The Bible says give honor to whom honor is due.
Amen.
And when we think about Neil Coates, he's one guy that I believe deserves a great deal of honor for the things that he's done in this community, and especially when it comes to the Boys and Girls Club. Neil has a heart of gold. And I don't think you'll find anybody in this community that is more dedicated and committed to helping people along the way than you will with Brother Neil Coates. Neil knows no strangers. He seems to know everybody in Smyrna everywhere we go. He gravitates to them or they gravitate to him. He's definitely a living legacy in his time. And it is such a blessed privilege to be able to have a building named in the honor of the Coates family. Neil had a great warrior on his side in his wife, Laura Coates, that stood by him and helped him. She had a great love for this Boys and Girls Club, just as Neil. She would always encourage him to give his best when it came down to serving the community or serving the church or serving the Boys and Girls Club. So I find it very befitting that Boys and Girls Clubs seem to honor Neil for his contributions to this community, and especially to this club. I know that when he started, he made a lot of great improvements, and he was able to get a lot of great donations to do things in the community to help people out. So I just want to say thank you for what you've done in the community, what you do in our church. I love you and I thank God for you, and I pray that you will continue to do great and wonderful things to help people out as you continue on this journey. May God continue to bless you and keep you in the hour of his hand. Thank you.
The pastor mentioned Laura, and she's with us here today. When we wanted to name this for Neil, he was like, no, it needs to be the Coates family, because he wouldn't be here without them. So, and I used to tease Laura when she had gotten so sick, because she used to volunteer a lot. And when she was in the hospital, I would tease her and say, well, you didn't tell us you weren't coming to work today. And she said, well, Mr. Joe, do you want your t-shirts back? So yeah, what a special lady, what a special family. And I still get them all mixed up, Timmy and Terry. The only one I know is Linda, so. But next, Tony, yes. Next two, we want to call up Linda Campbell from Tutor Time, and they're from Coronado, and been helping us out for many years here, 2 days a week with tutoring, and sometimes there's more adults in here volunteering than kids, so it's great to see.
What a joy it is now to have a group on Tuesday and Thursday, and the continuity of the tutoring is just kind of calming everything down, and the children, we get so much joy from them. It is a great tribute to a community when a need is seen and members define that need and make it become a reality. Neil, you and your family have long recognized the need for a Christian-based after-school program for our community. The Boys and Girls Club is filling that need. The city of New Smyrna Beach provided the location, a building, and then the members of various area churches have been the winds beneath your wings to make various projects designed for the success of the club to become a reality. With the completion of the construction of the Coates Family Pavilion by all of you, many people that work to make this a reality, the children now have a clean, comfortable space for outdoor activities, for tutoring, and for mentoring. A sincere thank you from all of the tutors for this impressive pavilion. May God bless the conversations that will occur here over the years, and may our children aspire to greater dreams by what they experience here at the Boys and Girls Club. Thank you.
I'm not doing a very good job as MC here, so hey Rex. Tony, is Georgia here too? All right. Georgia just retired. Rex is from Edgewater, and Tony's her worse half, right? As an MC, I kind of fell down on the job. Our mayor of New Smyrna Beach is here, and Mayor Hathaway used to be on our board. Come on up. And
Joe, you're just do I have to talk now? Is that
yeah, they have to talk. You're a public official now.
I just came to honor this man and this family. I had a pleasure of meeting him during the campaign and learning so much about him. And I agree with the speaker earlier. New Smyrna Beach, greatest town, greatest community, and it's things like this that make it that. It's things like a city and a community and a group of people coming together to make things like this happen and to do so much good that happens in this building right next door to us. So I'm just here to be a small part of that and pay tribute to this man. So thank you all.
Thank you, Lee.
Also recognize one of my fellow commissioners, Commissioner Colodi, newly elected, back over here against the wall. Pleasure to have him here.
And Mike from the Jeep Club. Another Jeepers here today. So. Wow. Georgia, Rex, we're on Boys and Girls Club time. I guess you guys were late, huh? I'm going to turn it over to Kim, and I think what we're going to be looking for is maybe a few comments from Kim and maybe some comments from the group. So Father Jim, I'd be remiss unless I ask you if you have anything to say.
I'm just grateful.
Okay. Well, we're grateful for you and for everybody here. If we had this kind of support in every club, I could learn how to play golf.
Thank you, Mr. Depp. I want to thank all of you all for coming out, helping me to honor this man. Him and I have worked together for a very long time. We've had good times, we've had bad times, we've cried together, we've laughed together, but we're the best of friends. This was a dream of ours together, and it did come true. Unfortunately, he wasn't here during the project itself, but he's been active in the whole process. The kids miss him, but they know he comes by to visit us quite a bit. But one thing I'm very thankful for, that we don't have cameras when he was here, because with all the conversations we had, we would get in so much trouble with that online equipment. I'll just say that. But I would like to open it up. If anybody would like to say anything, please feel free to. Just come on up.
Okay.
Awesome.
Come on, Miss Robin.
My name is Robin Marcus. I'm the development director for the Boys and Girls Club. I just want to first thank everybody for coming. This really does show everybody the sense of community, not just in New Smyrna Beach, but throughout Volusia and Flagler counties. Mr. Coates and the Coates family, you are a true blessing to the community, to Boys and Girls Clubs, but in addition to that, the entire community and all of these people here are here for a reason. With that being said, I just want to thank you and thank everybody again for coming. Your support for Boys and Girls Clubs is tremendous, and it helps us reach and achieve our mission, which is to really keep our kids safe and give them a sense of belonging, and allow them to do things that they maybe never have expected that they would have the capability to do. So, with that being said, thank you. God bless, and I'm thrilled to see you again, my friend. Anybody else?
Sir, since I missed you, I want you to come forward and talk a little bit.
Thank you.
Yes, you. You're giving me the stink eye back here for missing you, so
Good to see you.
you're a special friend of me and this organization.
If you think that bringing me in front of it to everybody is going to change what I'm going to say to you, I'm sorry, brother, it's not working. So what do you want to say? The one thing, Mr. Neal, I don't know if you remember the last thing I told you when you left. What did I say to you?
Don't look back.
Okay, so we're doing good?
Yeah.
You fishing every day?
Yes.
Life is good?
Nah, well, it's getting there, but I'm blessed.
You getting there? You starting to slow down a little bit?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So, anyway, for the one that don't know me, I'm Serge from the Mona Lisa Bakery. I do a very little part here. I'm not there as much as I want to be, but we decided about 2 years ago now, 3 years ago, I don't know, to celebrate the kids' birthday every month. So we have January's birthday and February and March and so on and so on and so on. So, and we do all the cake like this. Once in a while I come here and try to teach these kids something, but I think they're teaching me something, which is much better. And I don't know who asked me to come here, but I'm very happy to be there. I'm very happy that this is finally done. We have another project that I promised Neil that I'll be working on, and we'll try to get some more land for the Boys and Girls Club, Father Jim. You know, I put you in the basket with me, right? So anyway, Neil, I'm very happy to be there. I'm very happy to have done to be part of your family and your entire city there. Like the mayor said, this is the best city in the world. I'm from France. I came here 42 years ago. I used to live in Orlando. I lived in England. I worked in Spain for a while, and I'm telling you, I'm never leaving New Smyrna Beach.
All right, good afternoon. My name is Mike Medford. I'm an area director with the Boys and Girls Club. I see you back there, Rex. I've been with the organization for 23 years now. Joe got me straight out of college back in '96 or so, and it's been a blessing. And when I had the opportunity to move up in the organization and to supervise a man such as Neil Coates, let me tell you something. I learned a lot from him. Not only about work, but just also being a man, you know. And so I've been blessed to always be around you, my friend. He always sends me these pictures. It's not every month, but like every quarter, he'll send me a picture of a fish. been doing that much of it for me lately, I think so. But it's an honor to be here. Todd and Mike, Cornelius, you know, I was here when you guys are doing this. This was amazing. Jim, this was amazing how quick they got this done. Quickly, safely, and when people say, when Neil knows everybody in New Smyrna, when Neil sends me to Home Depot, I just say, Neil, and there are several people, what do you need? What can I do for you? And I still walk into Home Depot in New Smyrna, they say the same thing. And just an honor, Neil. I'm waiting for that empty seat in the boat. All right? All right, buddy. And appreciate everybody coming out today, especially all of our Boys and Girls Club team, especially our board members on a Saturday. I really do appreciate it. Thank you for your time. Thanks again, Neil.
I know everybody has Neil stories, so I don't know, do I need to call other folks out? No? Okay. Oh, Stephanie, you're here too. Boys and Girls Club time. Hello, Forrest. Rex, do you have a Neil story? Since whenever I come to this club, all the kids call me Mr. Rex. So I want you to come up and say a few words, and then I want everybody to tell me I don't look like him. Rex, come on up. I guess it's about being bald and having a white beard.
Hi, I'm Rex Hoffman. I'm the unit director at Edgewater. I had a huge blessing in my life. Number one, for knowing Miss Aretha Bell, and I've known her since I worked down in Oak Hill 17 years ago. And when they started moving us around after they closed Burns Oak Hill School, and they didn't know about charter yet, they started moving me up to New Smyrna. And we started working in Bay James, which was a great partnership with them. But we got this building kind of offered to us, and I started working over here and gutting it and taking out fans and stuff. And they actually started talking about opening up Edgewater or Burns Oak Hill again, so we wanted Edgewater Club. So I'm freaking out, and Miss Aretha said, I got a guy for you. And they talked to Joe, and they had me meet Neil. And it was probably one of the more important days of my life. Like Mike said, not because of just working with kids and your heart for kids and the heart for the community, but just as being a man. The lessons that you showed me, you and Laura, and you know Laura always telling me to be good. She had a knack. Every time I saw her up here, every time I walked away from her, Rex, you be good. And I always kind of had this, what I do. But Neil always held me to it too. Like she'd say it on one day, and then Neil would ride me the other 6. But just as a man, as a gentleman, you're just a huge mentor, a huge love of my life. You know, that's why I didn't want to get up here. Because every time, and yes, to see you fishing, first thing I saw was that big grill on the back of that shirt. I love it. I love it. I love that you're relaxing, and I love that you're still ministering to so many people. So you're still, even out and playing, you're still just a huge, huge example in my life for me.
Amen.
So, Tim, your kids meet Rex, Joe, Mr. Rex,
Yes.
Mr. Joe.
All right. Brother,
Every time I come here, well, you and Neil, kind of my reverend brothers in the southeast. So really appreciate all the kind word. And Neil, we can't say enough about you. It was a tough time when you came here in this little fire station and took it over and ran it for us. And from being a Marine to working at the college to being a community leader, did great work for us here. So if no one else has any comments, I'm going to ask Neil to come forward and say a few words.
Just I had an hour and a half, so I'm going to put all my notes down, and I'll forget that. I won't go there. But first of all, I want to say thanks to all of you that said some words of encouragement, that things that, you know, the Bible says that I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. And I just want to say my pastor, Pastor Kenneth Harley, he know I love him. He's my mentor. He's on my fishing team now. He got him a fishing gear and getting him ready for fishing on Fridays. He's still working. I'm blessed to be retired. To my friend Russ Owens, mayor of New Smyrna Beach, met him during the campaign, and we come together just like brothers. And through another friend that couldn't be here today, Sally Gillespie, her husband was a senator, but Sally couldn't get here today. She has guests coming in from California. To Mike Williams, Mike, you know, we go way back, and sure, I was truly a part of that band, and we had our special march, and we still have that special march today.
We're going to get the band back together. But you're going to have a Betty bag truck.
Right. And a wheelchair, a couple of wheelchairs.
And you got permission from God.
And permission from God, yeah. Ms. Linda, our two-time coordinator, director. Bob, I want to thank you for allowing the opportunity for me to, Ms. Linda, with her group, and all our two-time group, you're here, just raise your hand if you would. Our two-time. This is a family band, and wasn't for Ms. Linda. We started many years ago with Mr. Round. And he always tell the children, don't eat those erasers, they're made out of horse hoof. I went to see him in Ocean View. I went to see him. We went to his service. He and his wife Mary, they're in heaven now, prayerfully. But that's a good group. This is a great family. And my family, I want you just to stand out front just for a moment. My grandchildren, my Kelly, my brother-in-law, Sierra, Timothy, Neil is down south. Tony is at Comcast. They got football games today. And Lil Maya, she's a part of the Boys and Girls Club as well. But if it wasn't for this family, and the one looks with the glasses, look just like Laura, they're my boss. So she's my boss. She keeps me where I need to be. I said, what are we going to wear today? She said red. Sarah said black. So what I do, I put on beige. Miss Gail, her and Michael, what does it say? The Marines, and it says USMC, and of course I had no idea. I wore this today, she gave it to me. So Miss Gail, thank you, and thank Michael as well. I can go on and on. I just want to mention too, last evening we had an opportunity to go to the land at Chisholm Community Center, and Miss Ethel Blake and her daughter Pat. Miss Ethel Blake is real soon is going to celebrate her 97th birthday. Is that correct? She's sitting right here. She taught music for many people in the community without any charge. Now she's a resident at Smyrna West. But I took 3 widows out last evening. Miss Pat, where's that other young widow? Where is she? Where's she, Pat? I can't see well. I saw her. Oh, yeah. Back here, Miss Thompson. Miss Thompson, and see what happened when you reach 7 years old? Miss Carrie. I took those 3 ladies, we had a ball, and we sat with the band director from Bethune-Cookman College, Mr. Hill, and we also sat with Trina Hayes, my band, and my band director from New Smyrna back in the day. So I had a great time at the gala. We didn't dance, but we had a good time. So thank you, ladies, for giving me a good evening. I was home early, but I was late coming today. I thank all the board members and the new incoming president, Jason Larkin, Dr. Larkin. We thank you, and Ms. Justice, another board member, we thank you, and Stan is somewhere. I can never pronounce his last name. Would you say it again for me?
Just Stan.
No, just tell me, I want to practice. I want to practice.
You'll still get it right.
Okay, well, Sam, we want to thank him and his lovely friend. We thank all of you for taking time to come out to celebrate what a beautiful occasion and dedicating this pavilion to the Coast family. As you all know, I get choked up every time, but I get through it. Laura was a very crucial member, volunteer, and just when she was in the hospital, she talked about the Boys and Girls Club. She didn't talk about it on her deathbed, but when we were up in Mayo, she talked about the Boys and Girls Club. Coach, you go to work. I said, no, I'm going to stay here, baby. I'm with you. And we were together 43 years, and the Lord blessed me, and he took her away. But, you know, I thank those times, and I thank Mr. Sullivan, the management team. And first of all, the other one I wanted to mention, I'm going to mention it. Jim, Mr. Spencer, would you come here a moment, please? Just come on up.
Joe told me I didn't have to. I got overruled by a higher power.
There is I think it's Edgar Hall, I believe, saying you couldn't do it, and then he did it. But this young man, preacher, I always call him Rev or whatever, Mr. Jim Spencer, is instrumental. He's the one that said, everyone say, naysay, we can't do it. You can't do it. But he rolled his sleeve up, he took his hat off, and he did it. With his team that came to put this pavilion together, it took a lot of man hours, it took a lot of strength and leadership from God. So this man deserves a round of applause, a thank you, appreciation. A hand clap of praise. If it wasn't for him, this would be and that was my vision many years ago. We outgrew our enrollment. It's called an FT what's that every day we do, Mr. Sullivan?
ADA.
Average daily attendance. Well, we
been away too long.
We exceeded that ADA. We went to 50, and I said, Mr. Sullivan, we need, and I always say Mr. Sullivan,
Yes,
to this day. And I'll say it tomorrow as well. But we needed more space. And a friend of mine drew up some plans, and we talked about it. I said, where are you? He said, nothing. You never pay me anyway. So we drew up the plans, and we brought it before the board. We brought it before Mr. Sullivan and everyone. We have no money. So but this young man went out, gathered the money, gathered the people to do the work. He called all the names. They did the roof, did the electrical, and this is a beautiful building, isn't it? But in closing, I just want to mention one more thing. Thank you, Mr. Spencer. As I was saying when I was dressing today, Donisha say wear red. Sierra, my other that's my first granddaughter, Sierra. Sierra, raise your hand again. When I went to Oregon out west for her graduation from the airline flight attendant school, I went out, and being a bachelor, I went out, and she gave me a good time out there. I spent a couple of days out in the Seattle area, but she said wear black. So I decided to wear beige, as I said, but the guy that I am, ladies don't get excited. I decided to be obedient and wear the red. And then I made an executive decision to wear what I love most of all, the Boys and Girls Club movement. So, Mr. Sullivan, if you allow me to make this executive decision to wear this red shirt, I promised you a year ago in November, it was February the 28th, at my retirement festivity. I told you I would give you, as soon as I get this year, and I have 2 more months,
Yes,
I would come back and
A little less.
and serve on the Boys and Girls Club board.
Okay.
So with that, I'm already dressed, but I will wear my other style. But you know, I love you, my brother, and I love the Boys and Girls Club. I love the community service. Brother Larry Shavers, he's sitting there for his lovely wife, beautiful Althea. we love you, brother. These are my fishing friends, and we never get a chance to go where we want. But I thank each and every one of you, and I thank this family, and I thank the good Lord for allowing me to be a servant for my community.
Amen.
And I will continue to serve until the day I die. I will continue to serve the Lord. I will continue to serve my community, and I continue to love each one of you. Thank you, and may God bless you.